Some peculiarity with today's market, a little drop in price occurred. Anxieties ensued. It may revolve around Donald Trump. On the other hand, experts disagree. Some Shiba Inu owners might be about to become billionaires because of this. How absurd is it? Word got around about the date. Tell me what's going on. How are we going to make sense of all this? I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'll try to clarify. Important notice. For Shiba Inus, this is a little bit of a strange day. As a result of the burn mechanism upgrade, the price unexpectedly dropped after yesterday's surge. It's as if the market experienced a brief surge of enthusiasm before resuming its cautious pace. Anxieties are rising now. A few of them are even irritated. How everyone was taken aback for a second, and wild speculation ensued. While some dismiss it as a transitory setback, others are concerned that there may be more fundamental causes at work. The market is acting erratically and people's emotions are running high. Nevertheless, let us pause and examine the broader view, as there is in fact more to this than merely Shiba Inus. Coincidentally, Bitcoin is engaging in a similar activity. It abruptly dropped to 102,000 after reaching 105,000. That is a fairly significant decline, and it is not surprising that Shiba Inu and other cryptocurrencies are responding in a similar fashion, given that Bitcoin typically dictates the overall crypto market sentiment. This condition affects more than just Shiba Inus. There's a bigger pattern to it. Why, though? As far as anyone can tell, Donald Trump's most recent tariff announcement is heavily involved. The White House said today that more taxes on goods imported from China, Mexico, and Canada would go into force, just as the markets were preparing for the change. The news was devastating. While trading in New York on Friday afternoon, U.S. market indices, which had been trending upward earlier, turned negative. Imports from China will be subject to a 10% tariff, while commodities from Mexico and Canada will be subject to a 25% levy, according to the Trump administration. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt claims that this is in reaction to these nations' alleged facilitation of the importation of illegal goods into the United States. In an instant, fear swept the financial markets. Cryptocurrencies fell alongside stock prices. The price of Bitcoin fell from 105,000 to 102,000, a 3% decline. It permeates the entire cryptocurrency market. Selling pressure became dominant as investors hurried to lock up profits. Can you get a Shiba Inu dog? Just another casualty of the storm. And that's not all. It appears the Fed's plan to retain Bitcoin reserves is under scrutiny, and now there's a chance it could be postponed. The Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago president, Austin Goolsbee, has made it plain that the Fed has legal restrictions on the assets it can include on its balance sheet. Chair Jerome Powell has previously stated that the Federal Reserve Act forbids them from owning Bitcoin, and they are not in a hurry to have that legislation changed, so this is quite significant. Regarding Bitcoin, Powell has taken a variety of positions. He wrote it off as a useless store of value in 2021 because of its extreme volatility. The future of state-run Bitcoin reserves is uncertain, however. Initiatives in states such as Ohio, Florida, and Texas are gaining traction. Senator Cynthia Lummis of Wyoming, who first advocated for the U.S. Treasury to purchase Bitcoin, is also not relenting. As the head of a newly formed Senate subcommittee on digital assets, she is making it her top priority. So, for Shiba Inus, what does this imply? Shiba Inu and other cryptocurrencies will have it rough if Bitcoin is unable to win over institutional investors. Regular traders freak out, big investors are on edge, and prices start to wobble. Everything is unclear at the moment, and the market will continue to ride the wave of uncertainty and speculation until things settle down. Please don't give up just yet. There is hope. Some experts drop a bombshell of optimism right when it seemed like everything was going south. All things considered, they claim the current situation is irrelevant, since Bitcoin is indeed poised to reach $1 million very soon. Indeed, what you heard was accurate. Dr. Murray Rudd and Dennis Porter of the Satoshi Action Fund have now issued a paper that explains everything. Their calculations put the price of Bitcoin at over $1 million by the beginning of 2027, and if demand is strong, it might reach even greater levels by 2030. I find their explanation to be really interesting, using a constant elasticity of substitution demand function. A fancy way of stating they estimated how demand may fluctuate depending on price changes and external variables. Their analysis examines Bitcoin's stable supply and its increasing demand. Various scenarios were generated by applying this model to the supply curve of Bitcoin. Even with a more cautious prediction that demand remains unchanged from December 2024, Bitcoin is still projected to surpass $1 million by the fall of 2028. Things move considerably more quickly in a bullish setting. The goalposts are pushed up to January of 2027 due to the impending establishment of Bitcoin reserves by U.S. states and the meteoric rise in business usage. Plus, this isn't an idle guess. A number of states in the U.S. have recently established Bitcoin reserves thanks to the efforts of the Satoshi Action Fund. It is being considered by 11 states so far, with more to come. The demand for Bitcoin will skyrocket and its price would subsequently rise if legitimate institutions and governments begin to hoard the cryptocurrency. The exciting part begins now. Think about the implications for Shiba Inus if Bitcoin really reaches those figures. If Bitcoin hits $1 million, the cryptocurrency market as a whole will experience unprecedented levels of growth. Shiba Inu might be in for the most unexpected thing ever. When will that be? Well, many may come to regret selling too quickly. An intriguing breakdown has been making the rounds online, which brings us to our topic, one that has astonished many people who own Shiba Inus. So what's the deal? Is there a magic number that the Shiba Inu must reach before an initial investment of $1,000 can grow into a tidy million? The Shiba Inu is still seen by many as a leading candidate for significant price appreciation this cycle, say analysts. It has the potential to accomplish what it did before and make millions of theirs even more wealthy. Now, though, let's not pretend we have not been impressed by the price action. It recently struck rock bottom but has since risen by 10%. There has been no complete breakout into the next price range. Therefore, investors are holding out for the next major shift. All right, I'll explain it as follows. With $1,000 invested in Shiba Inu at the present pricing, you would have more than 52 million tokens. To make it 1,000,000, Shiba Inu would have to take 2 zeros out of the price. To reach 500,000, it must increase by 500% starting from today. Shiba Inu would have to see a meteoric rise of approximately 1,000,000. That is the main question. Let me tell you something. In the past, Shiba Inus have successfully staged wild rallies. It rose from obscurity in 2020 and 2021 to become a household name in the cryptocurrency industry. However, the rules have shifted. The Shiba Inu is now a $11 billion undertaking. Thus, significantly more capital is required to achieve this same result. Its market cap would have to compete with some of the world's largest firms if it ever reached those ridiculous price ambitions. Irrespective of that, there are many who have the belief that it is definitely doable. Satoshi Kusama, the head developer of Shiba Inus, has also dropped hints of a $1 trillion future. Shiba Inu would be one of the most remarkable achievements in the history of cryptocurrency if it were to reach this milestone. However, other experts believe it could take some time, possibly until 2040. Currently, the market is the center of attention. What the hey? If Bitcoin takes the lead and Shiba Inus continue to adapt to their ecosystem, everyone could be taken aback by the next bull run. By the way, another tasty piece of news has just come out, so the timing couldn't be better. Just yesterday, the Trump government repurchased a substantial amount of Ethereum valued at $9 million. For Shiba Inus, why is this so important now? Shiba Inu, as you may have noticed, is based on the Ethereum blockchain. You can bet that Shiba Inu will also benefit from an increase in Ethereum's value or adoption rate. Something significant may be on the horizon for Ethereum given this enormous